You think you might have more time. We all think that we have this like unlimited amount of time. And I can think personally back to my life, like I've had experiences that unfortunately have brought me close to death's door. When I was 18, I was in a near fatal car accident. And in my 20s, I had an emergency appendectomy. And both those times, like I was like almost on death's door. And I think that like coming back from those experiences really gave me some perspective that this life is short, it's finite, and that the time that we have here is precious. And shortly after that car accident, I made a bold move to move thousands and thousands of miles away from the small town I grew up in. And I took a risk. I had almost nothing to my name. And despite that, like went out and took a huge risk in moving to somewhere where I didn't know anyone, where I didn't have any formal education, I didn't have any job opportunities, and I was able to build myself up slowly over time. And I might make a video about this sometime in the future, but that was a really scary moment in my life. But I think actually having been really put in this like really scary moment where I nearly lost my life, gave me the perspective to go out and be more expansive and take more risks. And it's been some time since those experiences happened, but I still sometimes come back to those for perspective when I am feeling scared, or when life is feeling small, or when I'm not feeling grateful. The invitation in this video is going to be to really challenge a lot of beliefs that you may hold around fear and opportunity, and to stop waiting for certain things to be just right in life to make big moves. There's like, if you can actually be with that uncertainty, if you can be with that fear, the willingness to be in that void, in my mind, is the biggest predictor of success. And it actually doesn't matter if you fail. It doesn't matter if you win. What matters is that there is a willingness to go out and take risks and be with the things that scare you, be with the things that are super challenging. It's all the little things that you do when no one's looking that actually shapes who you are. And if you wanna make tremendous growth and change in your life, coming from this perspective, it's the opposite of nihilism. It's the idea that life is rich and meaningful, and that there's purpose and meaning in every single thing that you do. And if you can align that with like your greater vision, your greater goals, the values, the person that you aspire to be in the world, in your community, within your family, within this amazing, exciting, and scary, and sometimes challenging world that we live in, then I think there's real opportunity to grow and expand beyond what you thought was possible. It's the willingness to be with the void of uncertainty that is the greatest predictor of success, in my opinion. Everyone experiences fear, but it's the people who are actually willing to be with that fear, be with that challenging circumstance, that allows people to make big changes even when it's scary, even when it hurts. When I think back to the moments in my life where I made big changes, it wasn't luck. It was about being willing to take a risk, being willing to do something different, being willing to do something scary, and not always follow the pack, right? Like it's good sometimes, it's good a lot of the time to have support in your life, but it was actually being willing to be different, being willing to do things that some of my friends, family, or colleagues might be unwilling to do. Risks that I was advised against sometimes ended up being the things that were really big game changers. Like I think a lot of the big things that I did in my life, including that move that I shared about earlier, the people in my life told me I wasn't going to make it, that wasn't going to work, and that was scary to not have their support. But when I when I'm able to look back at this now, if I had listened to them, I don't know where I would be today. I probably would not be making this video right now. I'd be in a completely different path of life. So I feel really grateful for the fact that I was able to create opportunities and things in my life when they weren't readily available for me. And I was able to see past my own fears, see past the fear of others, and take meaningful action. If you're constantly worried about what other people say or think, then it's going to limit you, it's going to hold you back. So sometimes you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your biggest believer, even when no one else does. And if you're watching this, I believe in you, and I would love to hear from you and be with you on this journey. So stay tuned. There's a lot more of this coming, and I hope that you enjoyed this.